Hold on, boys. You're gonna fucking kill me. The fucking thing was on mute. I'm not joking. Ah, it's not me anymore. Whoops. Nah, send it. It's alright. We'll only be like 20 minutes. Like,
Take
we'll just redo an intro and we'll carry on where we're going.
Hellpods frying. Divers to Hellpods. Repeat. Helldivers to Hellpods.
My name's Private Pancake. Welcome on into the Hellpod, where we didn't just spend 20 minutes talking completely muted. How you going? Tonight I am joined by Democracy Sevs and Helldiver Stormy, and we were talking about mech suits and all the cool shit that's happened with them and all the things we'd like to implement in the game. And Sevs has raised the question of, what was it again, Sevs?
Have you ever been court-martialed? It's where you do something so fucking bad that you get, in World War One, they used to shoot people.
Are you suggesting I get shot?
Yeah, yes, just now. Because I'm not being funny. I had some fucking poignant points there. Like,
had some,
And now no one will ever know.
and no one will ever fucking
just
know.
between the
That's
three of
probably
us.
Just 3 years. And now, do you know the best part about it? Because I'm so reactionary, I can't remember what I fucking said.
Can you read lips? We can just post it and then just dub it.
Oh, I'll dub it.
Oh.
That's fine. Let's do that.
Right. What I said though was, do you think the amount of released content is a reactionary thing to the popularity of the game? There we are. I actually made it sound
And I feel like this is all proactive. If you like, they've had the roadmap. We talked about the population and stuff, sort of fluctuating as well. If their peak was at 400,000, I think regardless if there was 80,000, 50,000, or 400,000 people playing, I feel like the roadmap, to call it that, is set in place.
I think for like what they have now, like game dev time wise, like I don't think they can just make a mech suit that quickly. I could be wrong. I don't know.
No.
But like, I think
What I'm
they've
saying-
got these things planned and now they're panicking to get more. Like that's probably their big thing right now. It's like, oh shit, we had this set amount planned for the 20,000 people we thought would play this game.
Yep.
All right, and here we go then. So, do you think that they put in stuff in too fast, too much, too quick? Because what's going to happen is, so they have introduced Helldivers, bang. They introduce a new battle pass, introduce new mech suits, bang. They have started the propaganda trail because of, we'll talk about the bugs and all that sort of stuff, as Pancake said prior, and all that sort of stuff. Do you think too much too quick now? Because they are going to struggle later on because they go, well, we've given you everything. And I know they started the third faction. The third faction is supposed to be in play. So you'll see the blue lasers and stuff like that as you get shot.
I saw the blue lasers, but I didn't know if that. I heard it was like a conspiracy, but I didn't know why.
That's supposed to be the Illuminati. They're not the Illuminati, the Illumina, or whatever they call them.
Hold up. No, go back. The Illuminati? It all makes fucking sense now. They muted the podcast. It was them.
100%.
It's supposed to be, because I was Googling it. The Illuminate. Yeah. Which is
Sevs Googled the Illuminati and they were like, it was all Helldivers. He's figured it out. He read it on Wikipedia.
The Illuminate is the third faction.
Okay.
But what does the blue lasers have anything to do with?
They look blue, and in the original, that's what they shot. They shot blue fucking lasers.
You know the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's like whoop 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 and he's whistling and flicking the screen? I feel like I feel like that was, I can't whistle so I can't do it, but I feel like that's every fucking Helldiver seeing these blue lasers. They're like, it's the guy.
Yeah, he's there, right there.
It's the blue people.
Let's go back. Let's just take one step back. You can't whistle.
Yeah, I cannot whistle. I've actually tried. It's like, I don't know if I can get on a disability payment for it because I feel like I've been robbed, but like.
You can't whistle.
Best I got, mate. I can't click either. Yeah, hold on. There you go. We're derailing the podcast here. See this?
Well, it's that finger to begin with. It's that finger to begin with.
That's how I click. No, I can't do that.
That finger, and then it hits your palm.
No.
Like the Nintendo Switch.
Can't be done.
All right, guys, don't listen to this fucking podcast. One, you can't fucking whistle. Two, you can't fucking click.
So for audio listeners, yeah, I can't click and it looks weird.
To answer Sev's question about timeframes for everything too, going back to that, I feel like I think the concern would be content drought, right? So we've experienced that in a lot of other games before, but if we say, what are we now? Did we say a month, 2 months out from the game being released?
About 2, I think, give or take.
Okay, so 2 months out, we've got a bunch of stuff already. As Sev's mentioned, we've got a new enemy incoming soon. Say they come in the second or third month, for example, third or fourth month. When we hit month 6, is there a new planet? Is there a new DLC? What are they going to release? Because Battle Pass came out in the first month. We've got mechs already, which we're talking about as a rumor in the last episode. I don't know. You could be onto something there too, Sevs. Is it too much too soon? And do we get concerned for content drought in 6 months' time, for example?
Now it's my turn to be devil's advocate because I'm going to say there's not enough. But that's me. Like I respectfully understand that my opinion is wrong. Okay, I'm allowed to have this opinion, but also I have the foresight and the humility to know it's a stupid one.
Think about it now. So generally, just think about it. So they may have a plan that this game needs to last a year. We have a roadmap for this 12 months.
Yep.
Right. One is, what is the roadmap going to look like in 12 months' time? Are they going to do a Division 1 type scenario where every 3 months they release this armor set, every 3 months they release another armor set, and the original armor set wasn't working, so they go doof, 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 and they made 3 armor sets per DL per 3 months, and they had different characteristics to the armor. So is it going to be that type of thing where they'll just chuck out information, chuck out stuff, and then it's hard to have this information, like so much shit. Is too much shit too much? Like, what if they brought a sprinter mech, a big mech, the 4-legged mechs from fucking Star Wars? What if they brought fucking
a spider tank from Destiny?
What if they brought a spider tank? What if they brought shuttles? What if they brought this? What if they brought that? And it's just too much.
Sorry, I want to derail this really quickly. Because it's a Sony-owned IP, could you imagine if they did a crossover and like one of the planets just ends up being like full of hive? What a fucking plot twist!
I think that would be cool.
Anyway, carry on.
It's just, do you get drowned? Like, I always like content that you can savor over a period of time. I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying that's my preference. I don't like getting drowned in content, because then you lose shit in all this fucking splurge of fucking content. And that's my concern, is they are going to be throwing this stuff out, not testing it, failing at certain things like bugs and stuff like that we generally get with these types of fucking games. Is it just going to then, are we going to then, as consumers, going to be pissed off because they've got all this fucking content and they just splurge it out, and you're like, well, this is shit. Now, we've lost the actual feeling of what Helldivers is.
Well, there's always a difference between quality and content and quantity, right?
Yeah, true. And I think to Seb's point too, if Arrowhead have learnt from other developers, or I'm sure they're all gamers, aren't they? They've played other games along the way, and they've pretty experienced the highs and lows, as we all have too.
I actually understand what you were saying. Like, you want the quality.
This is exactly it, though.
You want the quality, you want the content, but the problem is, can you have quality and content at the same time? Because it is a relatively small team still.
Tiny studio, yeah, right? So
I think it's like 60 people. Don't quote me on that.
Pretty bloody close, but I think you're right there too. And the timing of their content, is it to keep everyone stimulated? Is it planned?
Well, the thing is as well, is just completely off the thing. This hasn't got microtransactions in.
It does, but not in the conventional sense. Yeah.
Sorry. It hasn't got microtransactions in it as we know it.
Correct,
so you can buy, they have microtransactions where you can just buy armor cosmetics. Yeah, that's how
it's like they've got like microtransactions light. It's like you can still earn the currency in game and there's no bullshit behind it, but it's very slow. So
I'm
it's
gonna-
like
Yeah.
you're more
I-
incentivized to spend $10 to get the battle pass, or like buy a suit of armor that's on the rotating store. But it's
Yeah.
not like I can hit the gritty with fucking Rick and Morty.
Yeah, it's like a bit of FOMO, isn't it? So you see the armor set that you like, or say weapons or whatever it might be, and you know it's going to be it's going to be gone in like an hour or a day because it's got the countdown there.
Yeah.
It's more playing on your fear of missing out as opposed to forcing you to buy it, right? As
Yeah.
there's a few news agencies that have reported that Helldivers is play to win, and I think it's obviously bullshit because, as Pancake just said, you play the game, you can earn most stuff throughout the game anyway. So that's
Well,
cool, and I like that.
I class it as a fortnight, the fortnight, the fortnight thing where you can, if you play in a fortnight, you can purchase off playing Fortnite the next.
Oh,
Battle
you mean like
Pass,
the
yeah.
battle
Next
pass,
level.
yeah, because you
Yeah.
earn it. I think it's the same in that as well. I just
It's
haven't gotten to
theory,
100
yeah.
because it takes ages.
So what I'm trying, like, do you think more games should take that,
Oh,
take that
100%.
idea, and go, well, fuck you. We don't need use Destiny, Eververse. We don't need Eververse. We don't need this shit. What we should have it. If you want to do it that way, like Pancake said, if you should be able to earn everything that you can buy in the game.
Yes.
The game, and then if you want to do that, guy, you can fucking purchase it.
Mm,
Like in Diablo. Diablo's fucking stupid. You can spend $80 on a horse. That's more than the fucking game.
Now, big shout out to our sponsor of the podcast, Blizzard, for providing us
Fuck Blizzard.
all the money. All right, fucking Jesus. Not fair though.
What I'm saying is, I like the fact that they turned around and gone. I think somebody did a quote. I think they said a quote where, well, this will never be play to win. And that could change.
You mean pay to win?
Pay to win. Play to win. Pay to win. Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
I hope you play to win. That was
So
not
what
my
I'm saying-
team
what-
anymore, cunt.
What I'm saying is, like, they come out and said, this is never going to be a pay to win game, which is great. But whether they stick to that sentiment, if you haven't got any more people coming in to buy the game,
Mhm.
how is this thing fucking making money?
It is a slippery slope. Like if you locked mech suits behind fucking a
Paywall
battle
there.
pass,
Yeah.
you'd make a lot of money,
Oh,
It's true.
but you'd piss off a shit ton of people.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like that balancing act of like, all right, well, what community do you want to fuck with today?
This is the thing, isn't it? If mechs were paid, you bought a mech, I probably wouldn't ever get a mech. But I'd be jealous of the guys I see running around, wiping everything though too, and going sort of full scorched earth with their weapons and armor there though too. But would I buy it?
I wanted to
this
circle back
stage, no.
quickly to something Sev said before, where it was, do you think there's enough content in this game? Because I am on the inverse here. I don't think there's enough, but hear me out. I can hear everyone angrily typing comments already. Okay. I get they're a small team, and I get that this was like a breakout success. But from like my point of view here, coming from like, you know, being a slut for MMOs, RPGs, all that shit, okay, it's a very linear progression, right?
Yeah.
Your levels are very arbitrary, right? They have a cap of 50, which is pretty realistic to get to. And your requisition points end before the mech suits at 20. Then you get them pretty easily, right? You've got your sample grind, which you can keep going, but at some point that's pretty finite. So outside of that, once you're in like the higher sort of levels where I'm at, there's not a lot of that Skinner box, you know, monkey sees number go up, you know, unga bunga thing going on for me here. So
Yep.
the more stupid unga bunga shit they can add, okay, the better. Okay, the Gen Zs know what I'm talking about. If I can see some artificial stupid number go up, I'm fucking here for it. If
Yeah.
I can see just different versions of saying, of just like ways I can spend my rec points or ways I can spend my samples to like just go and keep, you know, like leveling up, that's what I'm here for. Because it's so linear in the sense of like now the only reason I play it is for fun. And that's dangerous because I've been brainwashed for the past 10 years to play things with an arbitrary reward at the end. So I'm thinking like you need commendations, you need constant battle passes. Like that's why the medal system I think is so fantastic.
Yeah.
Because like I'm always going to want to play because I want to earn medals. And the medals are tuned at just like a perfect rate where it's like I don't get enough of them to make it quick, but I don't get too many to, you know, like, you know, fucking speed through it.
Yeah.
So I think the more content you can add to a structure that's so linear that goes up, for people like me, the better. And I'm just saying different variants of guns, different variants of armor, different perks, different, like, because the building blocks are all there. You can add different enemy types. I don't know how easily, but you know what I mean? Different versions. You can add different planets. You can add different missions. You can add different stratagems. It's just now the cadence, and that's what's destroyed every game. Every live
100%.
service has been cadence, and
Yeah.
I don't know the building blocks of the game, but if they can keep up the cadence they're going now, I think it'll be fantastic, because we're currently in this like era of just you have to be there. Like we had to have been there to witness the mech suits and get them. That's not going to happen again. We're not going to just magically lose them. We own that now. And you know, there'll be more times like that, and I sort of want to go along for the ride.
I think Pancake made a really cool point about, and I'm guilty of this, being told I'm a good boy and I've earned these medals and stuff like this and given these trophies. I am an absolute slut for doing my best for the democracy, right? And if I get a reward, my endorphins are like pumping. It's like, man, I'm going to go again and see if I can get something else this time though too. And I think that is an amazing way to stimulate the population there though too. So releasing the content for the amount that I play it, I think the content release is perfect for me. For people playing it hardcore though too, whether they get bored of the types of rewards that you get out of it or the amount of content, as you mentioned, the 2 Pancake not being enough. But for myself, and I dare say Sevs as well, it's a really well-paced drip feed at the moment though too. And I love seeing in Twitter just the little bits of things that come out as well. And it's not just being spammed with shit, it's being, and like the horse in Diablo, nothing overpriced. It's all achievable.
It's
I
that
fucking
sense of
love that.
discovery again as well.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about something that's like happened further, and I'm sort of keeping under wraps because it's going to be this big reveal, even though everyone knows what I'm going to say. But it's just like, we're all learning together. We're all seeing what this game is. I don't think they've even outright said if it's like a live service. Like, do you even consider it like a live service in the sense of like, it isn't your traditional one with roadmaps and things, but technically it's the most live service game in existence in the sense of like our actions change the outcome. Like, what if we did fail and lose that planet where we just not get mech suits? I doubt that's the case, but in theory, it's possible.
What if
maybe they delay it? Yeah.
What if the bugs got mech suits?
Dun dun dun.
Tougher armor,
There's a
stuff
Bile
like that.
Titan inside another Bile Titan like mech suit thing. It's like a Mecha Godzilla. You gotta fucking watch out, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be the devil advocate of this thing. But do you think it will run its course? Because it is a very, like you say, the rewards are quite linear, but the gameplay is quite. You jump in, you kill things. You go to this. You go to A.
Controversial opinion. I think you need more than fantastic gameplay to keep an audience.
Yeah.
Very specifically. I think you can build an audience and you can make fantastic games, but like to keep them engaged on a level that's not just this is fun. You need that pull. And I think a really good example is what was that game that came out December-ish, that indie game, everyone played it. It was huge. Not Power World, the other one. And it was this scary game and you ran with the VoIP. Lethal Company. That's it.
Lethal Company. If you remember that game, it took the world by storm. Okay? It was the big creator game. It was the big TikTok game. But like that, like sort of like Helldivers, it was like this small thing. Didn't think it would go up and blow up to be this thing. And there was no levels. There was no progression. There was nothing to keep you coming back outside of the fun you have. And now, like, and I could be wrong, but it's significantly shrunk in like fan base and, you know, in player counts and things. I think that's because like after you get that enjoyment and that fun, it's like it wears off like most things. Yeah. You need that thing coming back.
Well, let's use Power World.
Yeah, Power World's a perfect example of that.
Yeah, it took a world by storm. Everybody's loving it because it is Pokemon with fucking guns. Yeah. And it rode that wave like a candle. Like,
it was a great week.
Burning bright. Yeah, burning bright. And then 2 weeks later, it was like, oh, we just lost fucking 60% of our players.
Helldivers came out.
Yeah.
But having said that, though, too, did you see how much they reckon they've got more money than they can even manage for such a small team, though, too? So whether or not we see...
Well, they're going to lose it because fucking Nintendo's going to take it all back. Pokemon's going to take it all back off them.
Well, yeah. Probably true. If there is a lawsuit and it goes ahead.
Hear about the guy Nintendo sued? I forgot what he did. It was like emulation. It was something minor, I think. Like minor quotation marks.
This is the Switch thing, right?
Yeah, he was in jail for like 15 years or some shit. He just got out of jail and like he owes them all like millions of dollars he can never repay. It was like something ridiculous.
Wasn't this one the Nintendo 64 emulator back in the day?
this was a guy. I don't know the full details, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. But like, there's some dude that got like a jail sentence, came back. I don't think it was 15 years. It was like a year, and then he was like, "Oh, by the way, you owe Nintendo, the mega corporation, like $15 million." To them, that's fucking nothing, but to him, that has ruined his life, like forever.
100%.
They were like they fucking put a curse on this guy.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a story about a guy in the army, and I don't know whether I should say it, but
Why
like,
is it spicy or unrelated?
no, nothing like it's completely unrelated. It's completely like I'm just talking about like corporations wrecking people's lives and stuff like this.
This for we could do the post show. I mean, how can you relate it to Super Earth?
Well, because it's the forces.
I need you to use, like, you can share this story, but you have to put the word democracy and Super Earth in it multiple times.
So this individual that I knew, okay, he was fighting for democracy in a part of the UK that was at battle against Super Earth for a very, very long period of time. And he was looking after a certain piece of equipment that had exploding doors. It was a flying piece of kit. And it started to rain in this part of the UK. Well, it's not part of the UK anymore.
Part of Super Earth.
It's part of Super Earth. And it started to rain. So this person, not feeling democracy enough, decided to jump into this piece of equipment and press the emergency button and add Freon to the engine and blew the doors off this angel of democracy that this person was going in. So within the forces, within the Super Earth forces, he got told that he is never going to get out of this out of the Super Earth, and he has to stay in for 22 years of Super Earth.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
That is demoralizing.
God damn,
and
bro.
he was a person.
Democracy. Woo!
Democracy. But yeah, so he got told that 22 years because he had to pay off a crazy amount of money because when you put Freon into the engines and stuff, it fucks things up and stuff. It just does things.
I think this is a very related story. The second mech I ever called in Helldivers, I accidentally landed on top of a rock that I couldn't get up, and then it exploded. I don't want to say I'm like this guy, but I feel like we have a very similar story.
I wouldn't put yourself in this
Yin and yang.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
One in the same, bro. One in the same.
I wouldn't.
All right.
Oh,
So
man.
I want to talk about the next sort of thing that's been happening. Okay. So chat, we like going on about conspiracies and like little theories and shit in the community. I think that's the coolest part because, as we mentioned before, this is always like a evolving game. It's always changing. But there's this thing that's been happening since the whole mech suit drama. We're on to the new drama. Mech suit's old news, okay? The new drama is simple, all right? We've been given a mission from Super Earth, okay, to defend democracy and defeat the bugs. There's been a new mission type that has opened up where we have to like open these canisters of termicide. And what that's meant to do is finally eradicate the bugs for Super Earth. They're gone. They're Dunskies. It's over, Red Rover. Turns out though, now hear me out, okay? This is our secret. And come in close. Be quiet. All right, you didn't hear shit. You didn't hear it from me. Allegedly, the termicide's not working. And it may, or may not, don't hold me to this, cause mutations in the bugs. Yeah, that is correct. There is a chance, not a founded chance, this is all purely speculation, long live Super Earth, that the illegal broadcasts were right, and that this termicide is making bugs grow wings. The CEO has like of Arrowhead in real world here was just like, absolutely not, you're a fucking loony. He's like, no way, not happening. But I've seen Reddit, I've seen videos. They're not AI, bro. It's real. It's real, man. The bugs are growing wings, man. It's getting crazy, man. They're in the trees,
Propaganda.
man. So I wanted you guys like opinion on that. Like how fucking cool is that? Like this is like a story event that's happening right now because of our actions that's possibly going to change the game again.
Yeah. It's like that fourth wall situation, isn't it? Where the outside, the developers are talking about things that are happening inside the game that aren't going to happen. Obviously,
they're not happening. You're right, Stormy. No, there's no such thing. There is no recorded
such thing.
Evidence that the bugs have wings and can currently fly and terrorize you. Never happened.
I like that. I think this is so much fun though too, and if this is something they keep playing out as a company throughout the life of the game, even if for the next 6 months or a year, I think that's a lot of fun from an interactive point of view in the game and outside of the game to have that communication and contact that these things aren't happening, even if you are seeing them. It makes you wonder
Just
what's real.
imagine being that guy, the first Helldiver to experience flying bugs. The panic you would feel, and just the excitement that you can get to share it in like a world where the internet is so prevalent, and like you can find everything at just a click of a button and just like through your phone. I find it so cool. Like I'm excited to play for the chance of seeing like flying bugs, allegedly.
And have that guy spray the Freon into the machine there and blow shit up.
Democracy, the flying
Democracy.
machine. So like, because we know, because if you Google just law, general Helldivers law, they talk about making bugs into oil, like at the beginning.
And that's why we're spraying the termicide. Apparently, it makes them bigger, means more oil. That's what the illegal propaganda broadcast is saying.
I won't believe it,
they're
boys.
onto something.
Imagine the scientist that goes, right, guys, I have a fucking spider here. So it's got silk coming out of his butt. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this spider 60 times bigger so we get more silk. And every other scientist is like, great idea. Ah!
Oppenheimer be like, look, guys, I have a grenade. What if I made this 1,000 times bigger?
Yeah, if I split the atom and blow people.
Yeah.
No, just blow people.
Yeah.
I think I watched the wrong movie.
but that means they have a sight set on evolving enemies, and which is great. It's not the look. Let's use the game that Dia Tower has, evolving enemies. We have had the same type of enemies in Destiny for a very long time. That without any evolution, they go, ooh, we've got the Vex and they thing. So we haven't had any evolving enemies, but we have a game with very little content,
like enemy variation,
with creatures in it. But they've had the mindset of going, we are going to incorporate how these bugs possibly will mutate to give you more variance in the bugs. You're not going to go up against the same bugs. You're not going to go up against the same mechs, automatons. Yep. They could evolve. Imagine you go into the automatons and they realize that they could change themselves into human. And you know when you do the extraction where you go up and you press the button and all the guys go, imagine you do that and another automaton walks in and starts killing people, and then you don't know which one to kill or shoot because he's just randomly shooting. And it's just I like their mindset of they've in the future where, right, in theory, they're gonna get bored of killing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's cool. Sorry to cut you off. I think it's cool that on like one hand, new enemies are like evolving, because like that, like as a concept, is fucking fantastic. I find it so cool that like you could be playing and like, oh, the bugs are evolving, and then it's like a rumor with the group, but like because it's so directly tied to the story, and then and like the missions, and then it's a new mission, it's a new objective, so everyone's involved. Like cool, it's like a story beat, and then same to bring it back to Destiny. Like when the world's first team beat a raid and like something changes in the game, you're like, ah, cool, like technically I did that, woo, even though it wasn't you. You're not glad, even though you might want to be or not be. Like although it's like cool that like, yeah, this happened, it's changed the world, you can sort of feel like you're a part of this regardless. And that makes it just 10 times cooler, because it's like your actions are changing this for everyone. It's not necessarily you, but like the fact that it's a mission as well, I just think is fantastic, because they could have just been like, oh yeah, the bugs are evolving now. They want to fight back. But they were like, specifically, hey, here's this story beat where we've got Termicide, Super F's just been like, this is perfect, let's do this. And then, you know, promise of eradicating the bugs, like finally winning. And then they're like, oh yeah, spoiler alert, you're losing again.
Well, think about this now. So like you said, like you pointed out, you feel like you're a part of this community. They turn around and goes, we are going to lose this planet, guys. go and save it, and that makes a difference to that
Yep.
planet. They do super orders, and then you go in and go, right, I'm going to follow this. I have to go and kill bugs and stuff, and that's where I'm going. So you feel like, yes, I'm a part of this fucking team, even though I'm not, even though I'm only doing this mission, that mission, I'm killing like 5 or 6 bugs. You still feel like you're part of the war effort.
Yep. And I think that's part of that live service that Pancake and you both touched on as well. I feel like it is a live service game from that point of view because you have that little bar down the bottom, the slider that says you are like 98% of controlling this area, whatever like that. And your little contribution is, it might be say 0.1%, who knows, but as a whole population of playing the game, to get an extra 1% or 100%, you have that huge sense of accomplishment and you're all doing it live. And I think that's that feeling
Yeah,
we're
it's
looking for.
fucking great. But let's
Yeah.
go back to the other game. The only time that I felt like your Pancake just said, he said, when people do something in a raid, you feel like, oh yeah, I did that, but you didn't do it. You watch somebody else do it, and that opens something else up in the game. That's
Yep.
fun, and that's the way they want to play it. But remember, Corridors of Time in Destiny,
Yes.
where
This
you
is a very big niche here. So, chat, for context, we all play Destiny. We all like that game a lot.
No. I just wanted the fact that we could pick a game where something in that game felt like you mattered because you had to go through something to get to the end, to get a part of the puzzle, to put it to a bigger puzzle.
I just want to give the context. The Corridors of Time in Destiny was like this ARG puzzle that the whole community had to solve.
And that's what I liked about it, is the fact that the whole community acted like I didn't.
No,
Yeah, I
same.
didn't do shit. I'm silly. I'm stupid.
I just
I'm
watched it.
fucking-
But
I
what
sat
I'm
back and watched
saying is,
others.
what I'm saying is, where this game changes, everything is, you feel like you're a part of the war effort. You go and kill bugs because they ask you. You go and kill automatons because they ask you. But you feel a part of this camaraderie of everybody else in this fucking world, in the world. Not Xbox, but PC, PlayStation 5.
Yeah, everyone but Xbox can be included.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you feel this camaraderie, and it's a nice feeling. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, I fucking got that planet. Oh shit, we've lost that planet. Let's double our efforts up. And that's what I like about this game. This is why it just feels nice to play.
Yeah.
I'm doing my part. Are you? Do you want to know more?
We're all doing our part. Woo!
You know,
Sorry, go on.
yeah, I think that makes a huge difference for the community, doesn't it, too? Being a part of something that it actually does feel live, like you're making a difference. Like everyone can contribute, regardless if you are a small player who plays, who knows, 4 hours a week, you fit in a few games, or you're playing 80 hours a week if you're streaming it. And that is a huge endorphin, sort of a huge bonus to everybody, right?
And yeah,
Feels
like you said, you feel like from the smallest player to the biggest person who streams it, the biggest person who's like level 50 and stuff like that. You're all doing your part, and it all adds up because you can see that little bar, like Pancake says prior, where he goes, "I want to see an arbitrary number."
You see it too, yeah, Stormy?
Have we lost him?
Audio listeners, Sevs is just frozen with the most awkward face ever. He's gone. He's dead.
Are you still?
Well,
I thought it was me at first, but then you were still moving. And,
Yep. Sevs, what are your thoughts on Super Earth? Oh,
no, we've lost
he's
him.
back,
Wow, what happened then?
and he's fucked with the videos. All right, I guess we've
flipped.
stopped it now. It's already been a cursed stream. It's all right. Let's go. Keep it going.
What? I don't know where you got. Did you get to the arbitrary number?
Yes, and then you froze.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you froze like. You just dropped. So we like to see like Pancake said, we like to see the arbitrary number go up, and that's what we get. We go to a planet, we can see this number go up and come down, and you know there's a war effort. You know there's people fighting, and that gives you the rush of like,
It does.
like, ooh, I got something out of this.
You know what I also get a rush out of? Is picking where the fuck I want to spawn. When I start the game, I can pick anywhere on that map where I want to drop in.
Hot drop,
You need to destroy
baby.
something? Yeah, you need to destroy something? Just pick that, pinpoint that thing, and your Hellpod's going to come down and
My
blow shit
favorite
up there
is like
too.
the start when you like you can hot drop on like an objective,
Yep.
It's just fucking cursed. Like you land and it's just hell. It is truly
Yeah.
a Helldiver. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
I love that. There's no beginning to a mission. It's choose your own adventure.
Mhm.
Make it as hard or as easy. You can start out at a nice clearer area, or you can just jump straight into hell, literally, as you said. So,
Something we should talk about very quickly because I'm conscious of time because we did lose 18 minutes because of someone stuff up. Someone on Super Earth audio team fucked up. We won't point fingers, but they also did a balance pass, like a huge one for the first time in this game, and that was very controversial. So currently, or what was the meta, was a railgun and a personal shield pack, and the breaker shotgun were like
yeah.
the holy trinity. It's what you used for every higher up difficulty. But what they did is they've nerfed them, so they're still pretty usable and viable. But it's like the shield takes longer to appear. The breaker shotgun I think has less than a mag, and the railgun does less damage. But to compensate as well, they made Bile Titans weaker and spawn less, and they made the charges weaker and spawn less. But I was curious how you guys felt about that and like a meta shifting, because that's been one of the arguments is like, does a game like Helldivers need a meta, and does it need people that go, you must play like this or kick?
I think this is a good way to balance those particular problems, right?
Mhm.
I think it was the Helldivers guys were asking, Arrowhead were asking, how do we balance the people from, or how do we prevent people from getting kicked? And I think balancing weapons is a good option, so that no matter what you go in with or your skill level, you've got a loadout that can do damage, and you're effective, and you're helping, and you're adding to that little percentage going up. So I think even adding the mechs, because if say you're level 25 to the mechs and they're just invincible,
Mhm.
having that damage or the armor that, as you mentioned, can take only a rocket and you're dead, is a great thing there though too. So I think they're balancing it pretty well, to be honest. I feel comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, because the issue is the shift in meta. That's my issue with stuff. It's the shift in meta. They go, here's the meta, and then they go, "Vroom," and then it goes, but here's the meta, and it goes, "Vroom." Is
Yeah.
the shifts too fucking swinging wide? Like you said that you shifted the Bile Titan and stuff like that. They made it lower, but then they introduced mechs. So
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
the mech is now possibly the meta. Like I don't like this big swing of meta. I would rather have just kind of just brought down a little bit and just left the Bile Titan as is.
So now Flamethrower seems pretty OP and pretty like where it's at the moment. But like from Spider-Man Homecoming, where like Tony Stark takes the suit and then Peter's like, I'm nothing without the suit. He's like, you didn't deserve it at all. That was me without a railgun and a fucking personal shield pack. I was doing level 9 hell dives. I was chilling. I was vibing. It was a good time. I can't even finish a fucking level 5 now. I'm struggling. I'm bad at
Wow.
this game. I didn't realize how much of a crutch it was till it was gone. And like,
That
even
is a
it's still
huge shift.
useful, but it's just like it would made it a huge difference. You have to be on top of your game for that stuff. But I
But a
like
4-level shift.
but I like being able to play and use different things as well. But in the caveat to that, it's like if you start nerfing things and there aren't things that are outliers, your drive to like obtain these things like plummets dramatically. And that's like
True.
same thing with Destiny, as we'll talk about probably a lot throughout this series of podcasts. It's like, well, how do you balance that? How do you get around that? And how do you make content that's engaging to be, accessible to like a level 1 person and accessible to like a level 30 person?
But do you want a game that's easy? Do you want a game that's like just piece easy? You can just have a fucking side conversation and just play this game and just wreck everything.
But that's why one of the arguments I saw on Twitter a lot was like, oh, anyone not using a railgun shield pack and like level 9 is trolling. And not trolling,
Yeah.
but like you're sort of throwing, you're deliberately not like, taking it seriously. I
But-
agree with that to an extent. I don't agree with kicking someone from it, but I feel like bringing your equipment and bringing in what is arguably the best, even statistically, is a smart way about going through content. Because the argument's just like, let them use whatever they want. But if it's actively hindering your team, it's like, where do you draw the line with that?
Yeah, but it's like the meta in other games. Like to me, there's certain perks on certain weapons that don't work for me due to the fact that my playing style heavily based off certain things that's happened in my like my training and stuff like that.
Yep.
But I don't do headshots. I really struggle shooting the head, so I just shoot the body. And so my playstyle doesn't go with certain metas in games. And so then I'm like, well, I don't like that gun. I like this gun. But then get kicked from shit like that. I'm like, well, like why should I get hindered because you decided that this is the fucking meta. And I understand it's the meta, but I'd rather a harder game than an easy game. I'd
I
rather a
agree.
game that's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like, makes me work for it. I don't want a game that. Which fucking game was I playing? Diablo 3, I think it was. And I got pulled into whatever it was, and the guy was like, "Look, if you get pulled into this one game, you'll be set for life." And it was like mayhem, whatever the fuck.
I had the same thing. I was leveling up for like an hour and a half. Like
Yeah.
I went from Paragon level 1 to like Paragon level 6,000 and something.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, but you can't die. You're just this
Yeah.
fucking powerful creature. You just can't die. I was like, this is fucking
And boring. Yeah.
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 And this is what I like about it. They've turned around and go, well, they've listened to people. They've gone, well, why are you being fucking assholes about this? Why is this meta the meta? Yes, I understand it. But then they've turned around and go, well, ramp it back, and then fuck you. Like, this is no longer the meta. So you
So-
can't get salty at other fucking people.
Yeah.
They
I
made
think if
us-
they've included
Sorry, go
yeah,
sorry. Okay.
I think if they've included everybody, it's a good thing. Like people starting out, Skimmy's got friends that are like, hey, have you heard of this game? And this was only just on Monday, yesterday. Have you heard of this game, Helldivers? I just started playing it. It's a lot of fun. For people just starting now, if you're trying to include new players, they're not going to have the meta gear, and then they're going to get kicked, and then they're not going to have any games, and they're not going to have any fun, and you're going to lose players quickly there though too. So I think that's part of the problem of especially a month in or 2 months in, maintaining your player base.
Yeah.
And that's the balance.
And one of
Yeah.
the ways I think they can combat this, because it's a hard challenge when they're like, how do we stop people from kicking people? I think it has to do with the difficulty. Inherently, I think bringing everything up might be a good way to solve meta issues. So if the railgun and personal shield pack are so broken, right? They're so like top tier and always picked. Bring other things up. Like I know it feels terrible, and they
And
said
you
so
got-
themselves. Like when you nerf things, but like make the enemies harder and bring things up to the point where it's like a balance. I
Yeah.
know that's so much easier said than done. But
Yeah.
like I'm more along that sort of line of thinking of how they want to make content, how they want to go moving forward. We're making just more difficulty like higher difficulty contents, making different difficulty levels rather
Yeah.
than being like, this is getting nerfed today, this is getting nerfed.
But think of this now. So but then you get creep then, because you have just say we use the railgun and then everything else is down here. Then you go up like that, and then you go, oh well, what are we gonna do? We're gonna bring the railgun up again, and then it brings it up. And then
Yeah,
it
but
goes
see where
back.
you see creep, I see different build opportunities. I see like different usages of different stuff. Because regardless of how you play this game, there will be a meta. You cannot avoid it. There will be
You can't avoid
inherently something better. It can't not be done. But if you had things that are also really, really good and competitive, it sort of brings it in line. Because that was the biggest issue, was like the railgun was the best heavy, just hands down. Because there's like
Yeah.
10 heavies that are just useless.
Yeah.
The shield pack is the best like support backpack because it's a shield. Nothing else does that other
Yeah.
than the ballistic shields, which hinders you.
Yeah. I think to your point about the creep there and stuff too, and how you combat that, the propaganda about flying bugs, you bring in new enemies, right? So if that's the case, we're going to have different weapons that are going to be better against flying enemy types, or
That is very
uh,
true. Like like a railgun resistant breed of bugs.
Well, it's not that.
You
It's
never
the
know,
design-
right?
it's the
They've got a bunch of
movement base.
mirrors.
It's not that. It's the movement base. It's the movement base of the bugs, isn't it? So
Yeah.
you put one is a lot quicker. So the railgun, the way it charges up, doesn't fucking work because it
Yep.
just charges up too long. So then you turn to a machine gun because that will take things out of the air. So you
Scout,
just-
sniper, yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, for sure, right? Yeah.
You just turn around and bring bugs in that a certain gun is good for that, and then don't tell anybody that that bug is in that fucking game.
Yep.
And then you're like,
Loadouts.
quick, get it with the real. Oh, motherfucker! It's a
Spot on.
bloody bug.
I think loadouts will be very important, and even if the railguns matter for land-based animals or creatures or insects, the flying stuff. If the rumors are true, that we're being told they're not. So I think you're full of shit, Pancake.
There's
but
a
we will
lot of
tell.
there's a lot of documents some Redditors are making showing classified documents of like the government is lying to us. Super Earth is lying. It's so fucking cool. People are going out of their way to make these things, talking about
I
like
think it's so
briefings
cool.
from like
What would-
heads of Super Earth.
But
Yeah.
what would be good as well is make the bugs, certain bugs, resistant to have they have a piece of armor that you railgun it and it just doesn't work because the armor's too thick.
I
And
think
the
that's how it
railgun-
works now. I think they made it that how they nerfed it was they made the railgun bounce off a lot of shit. Like you know how you use a normal gun that has like the bullet ricochet symbol?
Yeah.
I think it does that now. So like the
Right.
railgun
Right.
sort of got neutered in the sense of like you really have to hit precision shots. Where before its purpose was to break armor.
Imagine if the bugs could absorb the energy and project it back at you, for example, so that you probably are forced not to use it and stuff
Oh,
instead.
yeah, that's
Now,
fucking
That'd be
You're
fun.
right. A bug that
Right.
eats stratagems and shits it back out of you.
Yes.
Well,
Like a
then-
Banjo
then-
Kazooie.
But then you
Yeah,
have
that.
the machine gun with armor piercing rounds and stuff like that. You have to have this, and there's not a list of what bugs are on what planet. So you have to you can't have one full team with the shield and the fucking railgun. You have to have a plethora of people to go in and have them work on support. Like
Yep.
you have to have this person with a machine gun just in case that bug turns up.
I
which is
think
not-
that's what they tried doing with the heavy, light, and medium armors, but no one I've seen really follows that role. I think mediums so far have been the go-to, and I think like obviously there's the set meta, but I'd love to see like a light person being like a type of archetype to play. Whereas like, all right, these people go out and scout and close up bug holes and stuff. A heavy person has like a shield and like a big rocket because something gives a bonus that way, and they're essential to be on a team.
Well, they've tried this in other games. Let's use the big ones. Destiny, they did in the Gambit meta, the Gambit thing that you needed these set of armors to do certain things within the game,
True.
or else you'll never win. They tried in Division where they did certain armor sets to get certain things and help you progress in the game. And
Yeah.
that's how they did it. They were like, well, if you have this armor set, you will get this perk, and this perk will now help your group. They've tried it, but the problem is, it seems to people like tend to fall back on there. Well, I want this meta, but I would rather a game where you had your set things. All right, guys, I'm going to be. Let's use Battlefield 1 again. You'd have the guy who's the medic. You have the guy who's the sniper. You'd have the guy who's the fucking assault guy. That's what their job was. Their fucking kit was. You could change the kit, but it was still based on the fact that this is what your fucking role in this situation is.
Yeah.
And I like, instead of you having a single meta with one team and you just run in with the same shit and it's the fucking same stuff, I would like them to turn and goes, for this mission, you're going to have one person with a healing, one person with a shield, because he's going to have to do something. One person who is going to be a support player, who is going to be shooting heavy weapons, blah, blah, blah. And I'd like that to fucking come into play.
Do you start crossing over into that Destiny field again in that case too, with your Well of Radiance and stuff like that, and relying on, say, I don't know, other supers and stuff like that to be able to provide that support? I mean, I'm happy playing a healing class. I love it. I play a Warlock, but in Destiny. But do I want to play a healing class in Helldivers, for example? Maybe.
I think it's the rotation of the people is a lot quicker, and you drop down, but then obviously you have a certain amount of people that you can get in. So I don't think a healing class, but what I'd like is a person has certain characteristics in the game, like he is support. So his job is not to engage frontline enemies, is to go up to the side and shoot down with big, larger weapons. He's there and putting turrets down.
See, I like that, but the second you add like classes to that degree, you add complexity. And I think, as we mentioned with last episode, the genius of Helldivers is just the pick up and play.
The chaos of it all. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But we need to get it. I've never liked the, well, fuck you, know what to do.
I totally agree. Yeah.
I hate that because it breeds toxicity. It breeds where this game is the only game that I think that the whole community has gone, we need Xbox in here.
Bring it in. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, normally we've been at war. The console war has been going on for longer than I've been alive. But goddamn, bro, all it took was Helldivers, and everyone's like, "Holy shit, boys, we need Xbox." We lost the creek, and then they were like, "Bro, this wouldn't have happened. We had Xbox."
Yeah.
And it's the only game that this community has gone, we need to be combined. We need to be thing. And then some people go, well, fuck you. Well, like, this is the meta. You need to have the meta. Well, I haven't got the meta and I don't like it because it doesn't fucking suit my playstyle. Well, fuck you. You can't. And it just breeds toxicity. And the best part about this fucking game is people call that toxicity out. They were, fuck you.
You're a traitor to Super. Damn right.
Yeah.
All right.
Know what to do. This is a good game for not.
Closing thoughts. Flying bugs, mech suits, metas. How are we feeling?
I think they're on the right way. I'm worried that they are too much content, too quick, and they not got the legs, or that's just their fucking plan. They are just gonna bombard you with content, and then you are gonna be able to play it through as you leisurely pace. I think they've got a plan though, and I know what I
I'm
reckon.
excited to see what Joel cooks up next.
Yeah, I agree. There is a plan. I think they're pacing it well for my consumption of the game, of the content. I am concerned about content drought though too. We've had 10 years of experience between us, right? With 30 years, if you like, combined experience. So I hope Arrowhead have learnt from that too. We're all gamers. They're gamers. They know what it's like. They're putting the best stuff in early, have that nice early peak. Hopefully they can just sort of keep it stable, not drop it off. We'll see how they go.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think that what they've done in the past like 2 weeks since we've had the last episode has been really fucking cool, and has really like changed the way I perceive live services and how like it could be done. And I'm excited. Like I don't think it is. I don't think they can keep it up, because you are right. Like there was definitely a set plan, but I'm excited just to even see what they do have planned and what's in store.
Right. Closing thought though, and this is a thought for people who are listening to this thing and commenting and all that sort of stuff. So please comment. Do you think this is the kick in the ass that every other fucking live service game needs, because they've just sat back on the fact that they have a fucking money maker, and they turn and goes, well, the guys are going to come back anyway? Do you think this is what we need? We need live service shit that happens in fucking real time.
Guys, yeah, comment if you're watching on YouTube, watching on Spotify and whatnot. Can you comment on Spotify? I don't know. I've sent it everywhere. But guys, please, yeah, comment. Let me know how you feel, because we can talk about this next episode. I think it's a really good topic. Unless there's like major Helldivers Super Earth news, I think it'd be really cool to speak about the long-term effects this will have in the games industry, and you know what this might mean for just the gaming media and medium. Sorry.
Or if you've got questions, guys, if you've got questions you want us to answer that we're very unqualified to answer, please make sure it's about fucking Super Earth and fucking Helldivers, but still ask us a fucking question.
Yeah, make it super divers, Helldivers themed, or that's it.
Yeah.
Terminate.
Let's debate.
All
Let's
right,
debate stuff.
Before we wrap up, we do have my favorite segment, the Democracy Manifest. Okay, so if you guys looked in the revamped channel, I have sent a TikTok. This is one of the first videos I've seen. It is a fail. It is fucking hilarious. I'm not going to get up on screen because our lovely editor / me and or Connor, whoever ends up doing this, will put it right there where I'm pointing. Right there, Connor. Please and thank you.
Yeah, I'm watching.
He's watching it? All right, go.
That should kill Bile, assuming he doesn't block it.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Imagine getting that stitched up. You throw your 500 kg bomb in the middle of a Bile Titan, and then someone at Super Earth was like, and fuck you.
Wow.
Super Divers. God damn it. This is the new game, bro. It's Helldivers 1, 2,
Divers.
and then Super Divers.
Remind me to tell you about the grenade story I have.
Oh, for fuck's sake. He's like, oh yeah, I got a friend in the Welsh army that did that.
No. It should be on the Patreon also.
Yeah, okay. The Patreon, Super Divers Patreon podcast coming to you soon when Sevs makes it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Yeah, who are you guys? Who's joined me tonight? We'll start with you. Like pointing to that one.
Which one?
It's not
That's
working.
me?
It's
right.
Stormy.
That's Stormy, then.
Oh, other way. I am Stormy Oz everywhere. Twitter, Twitch, Discord. If you guys use Discord, you'll probably see me around the place though too.
I am Sebs. I do so much stuff now that I can't do any other stuff. So I run a couple of D&D podcasts. I run Season Redacted. I also we as a triplet run the Recovering Guardians podcast, where we talk about games that have captured our interest and all that sort of stuff.
It's pretty much this exact podcast, but where every time we talked about Destiny on this podcast, it's the inverse, where on the Destiny podcast we talk about Helldivers.
And then I run a beginner's D&D game as well, where I get new players and we teach them D&D and all that sort of stuff. That's it.
And guys, I am private_pancake, no A in cake. You can find me Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Kick, Pornhub, OnlyFans, all of that good shit everywhere, mate. And the Games Expo if you're down in Melbourne this week. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you guys for sticking around, guys. Thank you for watching. And that was another successful episode of the Hellpod, even though I lost 18.5 minutes of it. Woo!
Yes. Lip read it.
Let's go. All right, guys, have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you in the next one. See you later.
See you guys.
Bye.